Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is Tyra Olafemi, your Goddess Guru, here to share a word of inspiration for you, with you, along your path to self-realization, which is one of the most important things that we'll ever experience in our lifetimes in the body, knowing the fullness of who and what you are. And on your path to self-mastery, which is all about using gifts, talents in the maximum way, tapping the power within, learning lessons so that we can share them with others and help them on their path to self-realization and self-mastery. We are still in the waning moon phase. This is July 21st of 2014. And the wisdom this week is all about getting quiet and doing our spiritual work to get to know who we are, remember who we are. So in the Egyptian comedic system, Metuneter, I pulled Wachet negative, Amen positive. So when Wachet is on the scene, what Wachet is saying is that everyone is very sensitive energetically this week. There will be energies that we pick up. A lot of times we won't even know we're picking up these energies. And it's just that we'll sense them, pick them up, think they're ours when they're really someone else's, and we just are so energetic, psychically energetic this week, that, or attuned and sensitive, that we can't help it. It's almost like you can't help it, but what you have to do is you have to be mindful. You have to be in the present moment so that you can watch your energy. This is something that's really important, because a lot of times people think something's wrong with them when really there's nothing wrong with you. You've had a quick change in spirit and mood because you picked up on somebody else's stuff. And so what we have to learn how to do is to be very clear about where we are in our bodies, our minds, our spirits, so that we can, when we pick up on something else, we can differentiate it. So for instance, there may be times when I'm feeling pretty good, I'm in a good spot, and I walk into a room, I don't know what's happened, but I can sense something isn't right, even though no one's saying anything. And in the past, I would think, what's wrong with me? Something must be wrong with me. And then I would just take on this energy myself, and I go from feeling good to feeling bad. But after a while, I began to realize, whoa, I just walked in on something. You know, we get in this physical body and we forget we're energy bodies. We don't know, however you want to say it. There's a level to us that is non-physical. It's energy, it's consciousness. And so we don't pay attention, or, you know, it's almost like you're being weird. It's like woo-woo, wah-wah, hocus-pocus type stuff. When in all actuality, it's true. We are psychic beings. We pick up on stuff that's going on in our psyche. It's not about the skin, okay, all the time. And so it behooves everyone to understand that we do pick up on these kind of energies, and when we do, we don't have to do anything with it other than say, oh, that's not my stuff. And that's how we keep ourselves out of drama. That's how we keep ourselves out of feeling bad, because, you know, we're clear about ourselves, and so we're not going to be taking on a whole bunch of stuff. Basically what happens is we end up taking a whole bunch of energy in from everyone else, and it becomes like trash, energetic trash in our minds. That's why what we watch this week is important. What you're looking at on TV, the internet, all of that kind of good stuff. What you're watching as you go about your day. The people you hang around with, the colors you wear, everything is really important. It's important to control your space, where you are. The food that you eat is going to affect you greatly energetically. So, you know, I try to not judge food. I have food issues, And it's almost like when you have food issues, when you eat something that is one of those bad foods, it comes with all this guilt. And it's like, you know what? Live life, baby, because once you leave here, you can't eat all that. If you have a body, you're just not going to do it. So I'm like, anything's fair game. The question is this: is it working for you? That's my question. Is it working for you? So you want to watch what you eat. If you want to eat food that gives life, you need to eat food that's alive. I need to eat food that's alive. We need to do that. If you want to eat food that gives you a sugar rush, that's fine. You know, that's just know it's going to affect you in a particular way. If you eat food that's highly processed with lots of chemicals, no judgment. I know it sounds like I'm making a judgment, but these are the kinds of foods that we eat. We eat food that comes from nature, and then we eat food that's all about somebody trying to make a profit. They'll do whatever it takes to get that food to you, in you, so that you keep eating it and loving it, even though it may be the chemicals that's making you like it, or it's chemical laden and those chemicals are affecting you. They're affecting me. I'm not trying to act like I'm perfect in the way that I eat, because I am not. However, I'm not sitting up here acting like I don't know what I'm doing. You know, and that's the biggest thing. We have to be mindful. We have to be conscious of what we're doing. So the food that we eat, the way that we're keeping our homes, the way that we're keeping our cars, all of that is affecting our energy. You may find that you just really get irritated quickly this week because energetically something may not be quite right, or you're carrying too much of other people's stuff in your mind, your spirit, your consciousness, and it's making you grumpy. Because, and this is another thing, do not let anyone come and emotionally vomit in your space, okay? I know so many people, and this is a clue. If you hear them telling everybody about that same problem, that's a sign this person likes to emotionally vomit on everybody. Instead of dealing with their stuff, they want to go and emotionally vomit on someone else. Next thing you know, you feeling bad because you're being a good friend, a good person. You're listening. They walk away. They've vomited it out. It's on you. And now you're feeling bad because you took in their stuff. When people do that, I just put up a little bit of a shield, and I become very distant. Not, maybe I shouldn't say distant, but I become very objective, and I take away emotion. I can just hear it, and as soon as I get an exit, I'm going to take that exit. It would be something like this: I sure hope that you're able to work through this. And then I let it go, because see, I know it's angels, some higher energies out there that they'll take care of everyone that I can't take care of. I'm not going to try to solve the world's problems, and neither should you. So we're just so sensitive this week to all this kind of stuff. Don't let folks call and put stuff in your ear. This is how you can get off the phone with them. Dang, okay, wait a minute. I need to put you on hold. We can finish this conversation later, but I need to run. Even if the only reason you needed to run was to go get a glass of water because you need some water, that counts. I don't need a real valid reason to get off the phone when I know it's like I'm not going to let this get in my psyche. We have to care so much about ourselves that we are protective about what comes in. This is a week actually with Amen speaking to be quiet. It's very important for us to decrease anything coming in. Meditation is essential every day, actually. It will greatly benefit us this week if we get quiet and meditate. One of the things I love about meditation is it like totally takes me away. Who needs a vacation when you meditate? I don't need vacations a whole lot. I want some now, just a little bit, please. But when I meditate, I don't need to get away. I don't need to escape. I get in. It is such a recharging experience, and it is an opportunity for those that struggle with it, like me. It is an opportunity to get away from your problems. You are given permission to just let it all go and let your mind go completely quiet. And if you hear some wisdom come up, that's great. But if you don't hear anything, honestly, there's beauty in silence. This would be a great week to be silent, as much as you possibly can be silent. And so when the mind is silent, it's a beautiful thing. This is also a week for us to avoid being sleep deprived. I read information by Ra'un Nefer Amen, who wrote the Metanetta book that goes with this oracle. Is how I learned how to use the system. And I just wanted to make sure I was going to say everything I needed to say. And I was like, wow, he is so on my toes. He talks about how this Western culture is horrible at sleeping. A lot of times we're chasing after the wrong thing, and it just keeps us charged up. We're just always on the go, amped up, not getting enough sleep. And sleep is healing. Sleep is a way to get the mind quieted down so that we can get recharged. That's another reason why we meditate. And that's why I said when I meditate, I don't need vacations, because every day I'm being replenished through meditation. And so meditation and sleep are very important, and that when we don't sleep, it's almost a slow death. We're slowly but surely eating away at our life force energy, the part of us that makes this body alive. We slowly but surely pick away at it. In Ifa, in the Ifa spiritual tradition, it is said that the day you're born and the day you die, those are set. But you can shorten it. You can't go beyond that death date, but you can definitely go before it. Why do that? If it's about sleep, let's just get more sleep this week, people. Okay? If you are sick, take your butt to bed. Okay? I know I struggle with slowing down. Sometimes I think I actually get sick to make myself slow down, but I'm like, you know what? I don't even need to go there. Just sit down and rest. Just sit down, take a load off. Don't do anything. This is a week to be centered in peace. So the Mayan oracle, I went to the Mayan oracle, and the energy speaking this week is Muluk. Now Muluk is talking about the importance of remembering the truth of who and what you are, which is the self-realization. That's what we do, because we are energy. We are consciousness in a body. Some people would say we are spirits. And so that is our truth, and we operate when our identity is steeped in that. It causes us to operate in a particular manner. When we don't know that that is the truth of who and what we are, the world looks very different. The world looks dangerous. People are out to get us. We may be super dysfunctional, steeped in addiction, steeped in horrible relationships. The beauty is that these behaviors that we adopt in order to function less than who we are, in order for us to function, thinking this is our true self, they are opportunities for us to know the truth of what we are. Because when we get tired of addiction, we get out of it. When we get tired of relationships that limit us, we get out of them. And it's a beautiful thing to grow enough that we're able to move from a place that's not good to a place that is good for us. And so this week, part of getting quiet is, the quieter we get, the more our true self can rise up. We can see it, and we can operate from that place. And a way to know when you're operating according to your true self is when you feel peaceful. When you feel peaceful. This is a week to choose peace. I like to tell people, when our men speaks, oftentimes hell's gonna break loose. Because how do you learn how to stay steeped in peace? Have hell breaking loose and you not be moved by it. When you are operating according to your highest self, it's all about expansion. When you expand yourself out so far, you know the truth. The world looks very, very different. the physical realm, you look into it almost. It's like you're looking in, you're watching something go on. You don't get moved. Just like when we watch a television show. If we know the actor and actress, you know, like in the real world, but they're performing as a character, and we see them playing that character dies. You know, in the movie it might make us cry, but we're really like, okay, because we know we're going to see that actor or actress, you know, talking about the movie, the role that they played, all that kind of good stuff. We're not getting super moved or excited because we know they were just acting. That's us. When we expand to our greater self, we know that this physical realm is based on universal law. There's, you know, people that don't know universal law, and so they're operating in a very limited way. And you could just grant people grace when they, you know, are mean, and you're like, whoa. Why are you acting like this to me? I'm just checking out with you today. Why do you have oh, maybe this person had a bad day. When you're truly steeped in peace, you can see beyond the attitude, and you can just say, I give you love, you know, still show them kindness. If there's an injustice that's being done, you have no problem with saying that's an injustice. That should not be done. You're not afraid. You feel peaceful. You don't have to operate in dysfunction because you're operating according to your truest self, which is a divine being, divine essence within, okay? And so it's just important for us this week to operate in a very expanded place. And when we do that, we start feeling peaceful. We don't need addictions. We don't need dysfunctional behavior. We don't have to do anything like stay in bad jobs, bad relationships. Let me see here. What else did I want to say? Okay, so it's awesome to be steeped in the self-remembrance. When we talk about the goddess Yemonya and her form in the comedic or Egyptian system is Aset or Isis. Memory is very important. It's the faculty, the mental faculty of Aset. And I always say it's great to have a good memory. Some people have excellent memories. I have an excellent memory when I want to. I don't tend to do well with details at times, but I can remember things pretty well. But you know, I often think to myself, what are people remembering? The memory should be used to remember good things. Why do we keep remembering the bad things? Remember the goodness of who and what you are. A lot of times we forget because the life beats us down, and so we don't know our true selves anymore. And so it's important for us to walk in self-remembrance, the true self, knowing who. Stop giving the definition of yourself that the world has given to you. I don't hear it. I don't make it up. Okay? Stop. Listen to who you are within you. This is why meditation is good. Listen for the truth of who you are. Watch the things that interest you. The things, even if it's things that people say, no, you shouldn't be interested in that. Forget all that. What are the things that interest you? What are the gifts and talents that you know you have but you don't use? These are the things that we need to be remembering. We don't need to be remembering definitions that people have put on us. We need to, I've heard people say, take the lid off and allow the truth of who and what we are to overflow and be. That's not something else this week. Be, okay? It's important for us to be what it is that we desire and want in life. And so yoga is also important this week. Deep yogic breathing. And Whatever it is that you desire, you have to think of the quality that you're going for. And so for some people, losing weight, what you need to do is be happy. I am. That's another, phrase to think about this week. I am. What you say after the am, it counts. Every time you say I am blank, that is counting for something. So this week is a good week for you to think about what is it that you really want to be and to say it. I am blank. Going back to what I was saying, some people are saying, I want more money. Okay, I am abundant. Let's be what we want. It's not all the time about getting that thing. It's about being energetically in a place that will attract whatever it is that you desire to you. So it's important for us to be this way all the time. I'm saying this week because this is the energy that's spoken. But all the time be this way. If you find that there's a lot of unrest around you, do not cry like a baby. Now, y'all know I'm big on that right now. I used to be the biggest crybaby. At any given moment, I might fall back into it. And so I've learned whining and complaining, it's no good. Now, okay, we might need to get it out and process it a little bit. That's what journaling is for. If we're going to share it, it needs to be shared in a way where we just say, look, I just need to vent. You get it out and then you move on, okay? So if we're finding there's a lot of chaos, unrest this week, no crying, but instead, choose peace. Where there is unrest, be peace. Let me not say choose, be peace. Don't suppress rage and anger, whatever these great other emotions are, but instead let it go. Be peace, and you'll see miracles abound this week. And be your true self. You want to be authentic. We don't want to be fake people. It just doesn't make any sense for us to be fake. If we don't stop being fake, it's not going to stop. So all of us being, lacking authenticity, not really showing the truth of who and what we are, which is me too. I mean, I'm not saying I'm above it. It's not helping the world at all. It's making everyone start lying because everyone starts covering up their stuff. We don't need to do that. Let's just be honest about who and what we are and be our authentic selves. If the world doesn't like it, it's not our problem, because there's a gift. There's something that you need to share with the world that's going to make the world a better place. I would like to encourage everyone this week to pray for peace, to affirm peace, to channel peace to the world. The longer I live, the more I work with the energy of Yemonya, the more I'm beginning to see that all it takes is more and more of us standing in peace, channeling peace to the world. Ever since I was a kid, I was told, you're such a dreamer, you're so starry-eyed. It's almost like people see my view as unrealistic. But what's working, what's going on isn't working. You turn on the TV and you just hear about folks being violent, folks killing folks, guns and war, and parents killing their kids and kids killing their parents. I have nothing to lose by being a dreamer and in my consciousness just filling the world with peace, love, with being peace and love to people who don't act that way with me. I don't have anything to lose. And so this week, I encourage you all to be peace sharers. We can be peacekeepers, but we can share that peace, okay? Channel peace to the world. It works. Channel peace to your family. When your friends are not in, you can just channel peace. We don't have to fix everybody, okay? We have to learn how to do what we can and move on, because folks need to fix their own selves. So that's one thing I'd like to ask everyone to do this week. I appreciate you for taking time to watch this video, and I appreciate everyone who shares the videos and gives me feedback. And I wish you a joyous, happy, peaceful week of doing you. All right, you take care and see you around. Peace and love.